the safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athlete with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it. It is the Don't Punt Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Harrison is out, a well-deserved vacation for the man. I'm Austin Norman filling in, but with us, as always, the Phenom DPE, DeMornay Pierson-El. What's up, man? Long time no chat.
I know. How's it going?
Oh, you know, rainy, cold, but living the dream. Living the dream. Can't ask for much more than that. So, DeMornay, we're just going to jump right into it. One of your former teammates was in studio with us today.
Okay.
Senior when you were a freshman. May or may not have led the team in all-purpose yards your freshman year. Any guesses who that might be?
Fairmere.
Yes, sir. Amir Abdullah back in town. He's got his camp coming up this weekend. He spent some time with us earlier today. A lot of good stuff from him that I absolutely have to pick your brain on, right? He was a senior. You were freshman. He talked a lot about that 2014 team. So let's just start about, DeMornay Pierson-El, freshman coming in. What was your assessment of the roster of the team that you walked into?
Coming in, I knew we were stacked. You had a lot of future leaders of, career Nebraska leaders on that team, whether that's tackles, interceptions, touchdowns, rushing yards, receiving yards and everything like that. It was a stacked roster, on offense and defense. It was a fun time.
You guys, put up your 9-10 wins as you did, but Amir said the same thing. Like, you look at that roster top to bottom, and he said today he's disappointed that team didn't walk away with the championship.
I'm not mad at that. That Wisconsin loss kind of, took the sales out of everything. We had everything, what we wanted, in our path. It wasn't even, it might have been, I don't know if we played Michigan State first or Wisconsin first, whichever one we played first, either one of those teams. We were right then and there. We went toe to toe with Michigan State, and I think Michigan State went deep that year. I think they might have been one game away from being close to the Natty. That was, the no-fly zone. Trey Waynes, Connor Cook, Michigan State.
Yeah. So it was Michigan State on the road. That was the first loss, 27-22. You rattle off 3 straight, and then the 59-24 game at Wisconsin. That was a top 25 matchup. What do you remember going into that game? You were on a 3-game win streak. You're going up to Wisconsin. What was the mood? What was the vibe?
Honestly, because I think Melvin and Amir were both like Heisman contenders. So it was a pretty good chance, whoever won, came out, on that side, honestly had a good shot at, winning the Heisman. So I remember, that week, that was kind of the talk of town. It was just kind of Melvin versus Amir. And, our defense was rolling. I think their offense, was hitting a stride. Their offensive line was sick and crazy. That's what I remember, most about that week. It was just kind of the running back matchup.
Fair enough. So ultimately that one goes Wisconsin's way. And then maybe the most unfortunate loss of the year was the next week. You guys come home in Minnesota. Okay, I see that look on your face. What happened against Minnesota?
Man, that was probably I hate that game. That was senior night. I think Kenny went out with a concussion. He had like a 70 or 80-yard bomb on the left-hand side of the field where the old tunnel walk was. I think he got tackled, and they literally walked him back to the locker room. I feel like we lost that game because of me, actually. I had, I think, 8 catches, 80 yards, and like 2 fumbles, and I think that was a game. It was I went up between 2 defenders. And instead of me just going down, like I fought for extra yards and got stripped, and that, kind of sealed the game like for us. So that game pisses me off a lot. But I think Amir was still, I think he might have been playing with the knee brace or something like that. Running back, dinged up a little bit. He wasn't exactly 100. We had kind of just went through a gauntlet of teams that we played and everything like that, I think. So Minnesota, they had a bowling ball. I can't remember the running back, but they just ate up so much of the clock. And I think, they just kind of hit us in our mouth. And then, when Kenny kind of went down, things just kind of, we couldn't get back on track. And it was sad that the seniors, went out like that. And like I said, I'll put that game more so on me than anything, because I had us in position to win if I'd have stopped being selfish and trying to be the hero of the day. If I'd have just went down, Amir or Amani probably would have ran the ball, or Tommy would have ran the ball in for a touchdown. We get out of there, we win.
I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I can only assume that what was going through your head isn't, I need more yards for my stats. It's, I'm going to keep fighting for extra yards. I'm a football player, and you don't go down until someone, forces you down.
For sure. Back at that time, I think that was later half in the season where they started, to incorporate me in the offense a little bit more. And like I said, when kind of Kenny went down, it was just they started, upticking. Whoever had the hot hand, they pretty much was kind of feeding and everything like that, just trying to, scramble and get things situated and whatnot. But I mean, competitor, you try hard and everything like that. Defense, held their end up and everything like that. And like I said, that's probably one of my most annoying memories of college, because we should have won that game.
But then you flip it around the next week, you go to Iowa and beat them on their senior day.
Yeah, but it still would have been better, because I think we would have been 9-3 or 10-3 or
You
something.
went 10-2 if you beat Minnesota.
Yeah, so I mean, it just everything of what we wanted. Like if we would have played, I would probably say 70 to 80% of how we were for majority of the season. Late in the season, everything of what we wanted still would have been on the table. But losing to Wisconsin, losing to Michigan State that year, Big Ten championship was kind of out of it, and that kind of knocked you out of the the national championship type stuff. But I mean, on that team, we had Super Bowl winners, we had first round draft pick talents. I mean, Amir went second round. He if it was a heavy running back, or if it was a strong running back year where teams needed running backs, I mean, he would have went first round. Randy was first round. That was a loaded team, and we just kind of we didn't win as much as we should have.
Can you put your thumb on why? I'll tell you what Amir said, but I want your thought first.
I think after the Wisconsin game, stuff kind of just maybe a little bit bickering back and forth. A lot of not, I won't say not taking accountability, but a lot of finger pointing and a lot of bickering that was honestly unnecessary. We were hurt. And people were dinged up at that point in time, so that played a key role in it. But offense frustrated with defense frustrated with offense or play calling at the time of what things were and whatnot. I think when Melvin went off, I mean, he didn't play the fourth quarter and had 400 yards. And Bo caught a lot of hectic with that. I think that caused a lot of stuff. And just kind of what that performance, it kind of, I think, I won't say cracked the foundation, but it caused some strife between a team, and that was certain things to where a lot of the finger pointing should have kind of ceased a little bit, and I think that's probably what hurt us the rest of the season.
Amir's answer to that question, he brought it up unprompted, was he put a lot of it on himself, especially now in retrospect, with him being one of the captains. He described himself as, more quiet by nature, or a lead by example guy than a vocal guy. So, I mean, looking back a decade later, Amir says, you know what? I've learned from that. As a senior leader, as a captain, I could have been more vocal. I needed to get outside my comfort zone. And even though I knew I was putting in the work to be the best version of me, maybe it took something more for some of those other guys. But what does that mean to you to hear that now from him?
I mean, you just have to know Amir. Amir's always going to put it on his back. He's always, he's a grinder type of guy. He's not going to shy away from things that are wrong, conflicts or anything like that. I mean, I remember, probably one of my first memories of seeing him, explode off. And it's funny, if he comes back on anytime this week, ask him about J-Rock and the first meeting where, a freshman was kind of sitting in his seat, and it got hectic, first off the bat before training camp. So, I mean, I don't expect anything, less of him to say he could have did more. Looking back at that, it wasn't him, it wasn't. I don't think it was too much more of anything outside of, maybe him silencing, some people that were speaking a little bit from frustration. But I mean, even with that, I mean, we could have had a team meeting about certain stuff and everything like that. I think everybody was just, morally defeated, embarrassed about the situation. So, coaches wise, players wise, and everything like that, it just, it was a bad look, and it left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. So I don't think it was just, something that he could fix alone himself. Now, like I said, could he had, snapped on a couple guys and kind of put them in his place? Maybe. Would that have helped? Probably. But it was multiple things that probably could have, helped kind of recover that late in the season.
So Amir is coming back on the captain tomorrow, so I will file that one away.
Ask him about the meeting where a freshman, it was from my class, took his seat, and it was funny. It's funny now looking back at it. But I mean, it was welcome to college, early on. It got real intense quick. And I'm talking about, Bo came out of there, and before Bo could even get, 3 words out of his mouth, Amir was like, "Hey, Bo, I got to say something real quick." And you felt the energy day one. And it was like, oh, okay, that's got it. That's what All-American running back. I mean, he was the number one guy in Nebraska history for a lot of stuff with, the running back position. It was him. So it was something so small, but it could have been handled necessarily differently. But, my class coming in, we were definitely flaunting. We were definitely big-headed. So some of us probably needed, the wind to be taken out of ourselves a little bit. We definitely were hungry, and we didn't really care, too much about many of the upper class and everything like that. A lot of us were there to, take somebody's position.
Mm-hmm. And there's a healthy way to go about that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To be a competitor. It is hilarious that that's the direction you took that, because Amir brought that up as well. He didn't name any names specifically.
I'll tell you the story. It happened right in front of me.
I'm just saying, his main point throughout this was, he said compared to his first few years on campus, across the program, he felt like a level of slippage in terms of the investment. He also said the guys that he saw in 13, 14, and maybe beyond, he called them the first wave of like the NIL or influencer type of players.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but you know how the world went from no internet to internet, Facebook to all other social medias and everything like that. I would say 2014 was a year of, kind of like how big it was for the year 2000, like going from 1999 to 2000. It was that big of a year for, a lot of social media stuff. So it was a lot more of that, kind of what things are today. That was kind of like the founding stuff of things and whatnot. So it was a little bit different. I think a lot of the guys from maybe those like later years were guys that were waiting to kind of to be in a position of in power. I'm not saying they abuse their power or anything like that. But I wouldn't say, because there were definitely good guys, there were definitely good examples and everything like that. But at times over the years, I can see where he says that the slippage of stuff and everything like that.
You mentioned Kenny. Who else would have been in your room when you got there as a freshman?
Jamal Turner, Tariq Allen, Sam Birch, Westy was there. I think that's pretty much.
Was Alonzo Moore there?
Alonzo was there. B. Riley was there. I'm trying to think who else.
Pretty darn good.
Huh?
That's a pretty darn good room.
Yeah. It wasn't, it was a creative bunch. I'll say that. It was definitely a creative bunch.
What do you mean by creative?
A lot of personalities. I won't say people that were, entitled to certain things and everything like that, but I think a lot of people who feel like, they put in their time and, deserve certain respects or deserve certain things and everything like that. And if things weren't going that way, they definitely, stepped up and let it be known.
Fair enough. Noted. Let's take a break right here. There's a lot more to get to, I think, from what Amir brought up with us today that I definitely want to pick your brain on. And then, were you a 7-on-7 guy?
Yes.
Okay, good. I want to get your thoughts on that because Nebraska's hosting a big 7-on-7 tournament. So let's go ahead and take our first break of the show. We'll be back with more of the Don't Punt Hour next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts. Pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back to it. Don't Punt Hour. Ross Norman with you here at 93.7 The Ticket headquarters, 1040 Oak Street. Joined on the stream by DeMornay Pierson-El. Let's put a bow on 2014. Good record year for the Huskers, at least. Of course, the fireworks at the end of the year had to come 2 days after the Iowa game. We won't get into all of that.
2 days? No, it was the next day.
The report that I'm seeing said it came out on Sunday the 30th, and you guys played Iowa on the 28th.
Nah, they're wrong. It was the next morning.
Wow. So not even 12 hours after you guys.
They might have reported it and wrote the story. Did it there? Nah, it was the next day.
When did you find out?
That morning when it came across the ticker.
You weren't even in the building?
No.
You're sitting at home chilling.
Yeah. Well, I was asleep and I was woken up to that, and then probably minutes after that, hey, we got an emergency meeting at this time or whatever.
Did you sense anything like that could have been coming?
No.
Really?
No.
Shocked you? Whole team?
I was still low man on a totem pole, so certain things didn't come to me just yet. Like I didn't have the juice right then and there. I wasn't tied in. I wasn't shown the vet ways just yet.
Fair enough. Take us through that next month or so till you play USC in the bowl game. What's that like with Coach Cotton in charge of the team? How much was business as usual? How much was different?
It was different just because it felt like a piece of you was gone. Every majority, walk-ons included and everything like that. Bo was a huge reason of, me coming out, to the Midwest and everything like that. So to not have him or, give him jabs or, him yelling at somebody or walking through things or him and JP going at it and everything like that, or him and John Ellis going at it or whatnot, it seemed off. But I will say Coach Cotton handled everything as best as he could, and they felt as close to normal as it could with him. Everybody was comfortable with him. Everybody respected him. He gave us, ample amount about a time with, enjoying ourselves at the bowl game practices. Stuff didn't change the day-to-day stuff. I think he definitely talked to the seniors and the leaders on the team a lot more just to kind of, check the temperature of stuff and everything like that. But it was weird because it's okay. Well, we've been having Bo, preparing us for battle, the speeches and everything like that all year round, and then it's just like it wasn't real until we really got there, and it was just like, okay, like he's not really going to be here. You know what I mean? So it was, and we had talked to Bo at some point in time. I remember they said it was a meeting and whatnot. So he addressed us, and he was in good spirits, and I think that kind of helped the team kind of swing and survive in that moment. Now, had he been, dismissive and probably not talked to us and everything like that, I think things would have been different. But we were able to at least get some type of closure and hear from him and see that he was, physically all right, and he was still, inspiring and still have his hands and arms around people and everything like that. So I think that definitely like made things a lot easier and probably pissed a lot of us off for that SC game because we honestly outscored them. Just Adoree Jackson just took he took a kick to the house and they wouldn't punt to me. So I couldn't match for it.
I know it's unfortunate, wildly unfortunate. Do you remember your first time meeting Bo?
Yeah.
What was it like?
A bit nervous, but I don't know. Like he had his own swagger to make you feel comfortable. He was very, very inviting. He's very, very open. He was very, very relaxed. Like the picture that people paint of him on Saturdays and game days, like that's not him all the time. He was a passionate guy. You can go to him for anything, and he would help you figure anything out. He was a slick talker. He was very witty and whatnot and everything like that. And it's like you give jabs at him or joke at him, he'll give them right back. And it's like he'll get you caught off guard because it's like, whoa, like you pay attention to certain things like that, or you picked up to certain things. So being in LSU and being around different types of environments and everything like that, it's very, very warming and whatnot. It was very easy to come out to the Midwest and play for the man.
Mm-hmm. Head coaches are very, very rarely the point recruiters for players. Who were you in contact most in your recruitment?
I would say Coach JP.
Really?
Coaches. Him and Coach Fish were the two. Coach Brown came in there late. I would talk to Coach Brown and everything like that, but it was mainly Coach JP. He was from the area. He knew the area and everything like that. So he was between him and Coach Fish was the 2 point of contacts.
How important is it for a coach to know the area they're recruiting? It's probably not something you can just randomly assign and say, hey, we have a hole here, go fill. Like, how important are those connections and relationships, especially like for your case with Nebraska sending a guy that knew the area out to see you and talk to you?
I mean, not only just for me. I think it's important, for athletes, because I mean, you really don't know each other. You're still kind of figuring things out. But if you get a coach and he knows the area, he knows the lingo, he knows the food, he knows the spots. He understands, the music influence and everything like that. He can talk to you about any and everything like that. And it gets you to, to establish a bond, to be open to, seeing where things go more. And I think that's definitely, how Coach JP kind of got things situated and everything like that for me, even to like be open to the idea of going so far away from home. Is just because, he grew up from Maryland. He was from Maryland. He understood things and everything like that. He was able to make connections of things that are out here that were, fairly similar to what I grew up with or what I grew around and everything like that. So it made the transition a lot easier.
Where did you picture yourself going before you ever got recruited? Young DeMornay, growing up, playing football, probably balling out. What jersey did you picture yourself wearing?
West Virginia, just because I was a smaller, faster guy. Holgert was there. Dana was at West Virginia, and it was right after the Tavon Austin era. So everybody was kind of trying to find that, but I think later on that year, I think they started going with bigger recruits and everything like that. I think a lot of universities started trying to find that and whatnot, but West Virginia was where I wanted to be at.
West Virginia was so cool back in the day. Like, if you didn't know anything about the program, the Navy and gold, Holgerson's offense, that was a cool place. I mean, Huggins in basketball too.
Yeah, it was. Morgantown was nice. They were on TV. They were on TV a lot. They were playing big games. They went at Clemson. They tore up Ohio State. They tore up Oklahoma, Baylor. I want to say, I think RG3 was at Baylor around the time when Tavon Austin and them or closely related. So, they were playing in big games. So, I mean, that environment and whatnot, and like I said, I mean, them being utilized of how Tavon was being, utilized in the backfield and in the slot and a return specialist. I was like, oh yeah, like I feel comfortable. I could fit in that scheme, in that system.
Would you have asked Coach Huggins to play point guard had you gone to West Virginia?
No, I'm good.
Did you ever ask Coach Miles to play?
No. I didn't want no parts. I went to college. I knew it was going to be for football. I was not entertaining anything else.
Fair enough. I can respect that. I mentioned the 7-on-7 aspect of things. Did Coach Papuchis or any of the coaches ever get out to see you play 7-on-7? How did that work?
No, not 7-on-7. They came to a couple games throughout the year, and then Coach Fish came out and I think had one or two private workouts to where he just wanted to see me, run routes and everything like that. The 7-on-7, like you would have a scout or a coach that might be at some of those tournaments and everything like that, but nothing too crazy unless you were a committed guy for sure. Coming in and your position coach will come out or whatnot. I mean, Fish asked, but I was like, y'all don't need to come out here and participate. Like, it's like I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying here. Like, I'm fine. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So I was like, I know y'all have other obligations. I was like, I'm not checking around. So that kind of got called off pretty early.
What did playing 7-on-7 do for you? What are some of the skills that for a young receiver it can help develop?
Even when we came to college, we were doing 7-on-7s. That was kind of the first, being tossed in the fire. But it gives you a chance to understand, what the team is trying to do. And it's typically player led, so it's not as intense, with coaches and everything like that involved. I think the only time really coaches come into the play of 7-on-7, of course, at practice, but honestly, in the pros. But from, high school, middle school, high school, into college, I mean, outside of practicing and whatnot, I mean, it's typically, like I said, player-led, but it gives you a chance to get your foot in. It gives you a chance to get comfortable and understand, kind of what to do, what to expect, how things are going to be, taught and got after and everything like that. And it gives you a chance to build your confidence and allow your teammates or your future teammates, to see what you can do and everything like that. And, it brings everybody together. And I think that's definitely important with building a team, at least having, your team feeling as a unit and whatnot, and not, structured and coached and kind of faked and whatnot. And I think that's the piece that 7-on-7 brought to that brings to the game across, the nation and whatnot. Kids can kind of get out there and not have to worry about, getting yelled at by a coach every second.
But then you commit to a place where your coach is a yeller. I know it's not. That's the public persona. It's not how it went. I'm just kidding.
He only yelled at me one time, so I was cool. He was a defensive coach, so I wasn't too worried about that. And that was something they kind of sold anyway.
He didn't yell at you after Minnesota. That wasn't the one time, was it?
No, it wasn't. We played Rutgers, and he yelled at me, and he actually came back and apologized like 2 series later. And that's the crazy part that a lot of people, didn't see is, Bo would come back behind scenes and, sorry, kind of got a little crazy here. I'm passionate. I don't mean anything. It's just, yeah, we got it. We know that's just you. But, they only focused on, bits and pieces to, write stories and clickbait and everything like that. But, Bo, you can ask just about anybody on the team and everything like that. I mean, of course, not everybody's going to love him and whatnot, or everybody has opinions, but you at least knew where you stand at things, and you knew he had your back regardless of anything. And he would give the shirt off his back, for his players.
And I mean, we know that you were mentally tough enough to take, you wouldn't commit it if you couldn't handle it. But I'd be curious to know on that team, I'm sure you don't have exact numbers, but just kind of looking back in retrospect, how many people on the team, actually took that full picture of Coach Pelini, where, okay, maybe got yelled at, but then he would circle back and through the passion, he has your best interest in mind, versus the number of players who would stop after the first engagement. Oh, coach yelled at me. I can't take it. And then, he just apologized because he felt like he had to, not because he actually meant it. But I feel like if you, from what you're saying, you take the whole picture of Bo Pelini into mind, his whole approach, those are the guys that probably had more success at Nebraska.
For sure, most definitely. Yeah, like I said, you can talk to anybody, and I'm sure everybody has a story about Bo yelling at them like that. Like you're not gonna go to Nebraska and not get yelled at least once. You know what I mean? So I mean, we playing football. It's a violent sport. And, at least everybody is at least 18 or 19. And that at the end of the day, that's, classified as an adult. So if you can't take nobody yelling at you, then how you expect, for you to go out there and hit somebody or take a hit, you know what I mean? So I think people inside the building, they didn't take it, personally. It's just like, okay, that's just him, and kind of moved on with it. It's like, you know where it's coming from, and it's not, intentionally, like, to hurt you or harm what's behind it. He's a passionate coach. That's just what it was.
Was public perception in terms of how on point or off base it was the same for Mike Riley, or does the general public have him better squared up?
That's a good question. I think with Mike Riley, it was easier because he was a nice coach, not nice man and everything like that, very knowledgeable and everything like that. So you didn't really have them outbursts. So I mean, all you had was going off of with Bo. You had his yelling, his tantrums, screaming at the refs and everything like that. Like that was his MO. With Mike Riley, he was a nice guy. It was certain things, certain acts in the community around talking to reporters and everything like that. That was his report. That was just him. So they were polar opposites of what was the big picture or what was the coach like. And it was just Mike Riley was nice majority of all the time and everything like that. Bo was a screamer and yeller, and he would, take your head off and let you know how he felt. So, I mean, I think a lot more people in the media and around, felt more included probably with Mike with Coach Bo, it was the only people that really matter are the people in this building. And by the people that are in this building, I mean the football staff. And I mean, that was president, early on. And I mean, Mike, like I said, he made everybody kind of fall under that umbrella and made people feel, more included, probably than they should have. But I mean, that was just him. Like, everybody, there's, multiple ways to skin a deer. You know what I mean? It's not just one way and that's the right way. So I think that was just the biggest thing is just, Mike was just a lot more nicer and everybody could, gather that, and there were more open times for that to be expressed.
You've told us about the soft side of Bo Pelini. Was there a hard edge to Mike Riley? What's the most upset you saw Coach Riley get?
When he would say, gosh, dang it. And that was typically if fights happen at practice, that would really, piss him off. He would raise his voice. I don't think, many people at Nebraska probably heard Coach Riley, raise his voice. It happened often. If we're going through team Skelly or something like that, and it's repeated mistakes over and over and over again and everything like that, that would kind of, get him going and whatnot. I've seen, him and Danny kind of bicker back and forth. Danny Langsdorff, the offensive coordinator, I've seen them, bicker back and forth from time to time. It wasn't often, but you seen glimpses of it, but that was about it. He wouldn't cuss you out or, slam anything or whatnot. He would just raise his voice really, really loud.
I got you. That's Demore Pierson-El. I'm Austin Norman. We got one final segment for the Don't Punt Hour. We'll get to that right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts. Pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher, and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Back one final time here on the Don't Punt Hour. Austin Norman with you in studio. DeMornay Pierson-El on the stream. Make sure you're following us here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And if you're here in Lincoln or the surrounding area, you can be on Allo channel 961 as well. Demorne, I just saw this pop up on my Twitter feed. It was Rory McIlroy talking ahead of the Canadian Open. He gave a press conference. One of the quotes was, grinding on the range for 3 or 4 hours every day is maybe a little tougher than it used to be after achieving the career Grand Slam. Seems like there still should be a lot of career ahead of Rory, but if he's slamming on the brakes, I mean, yeah, winning the career Grand Slam is pretty cool, but man, there should be another 10, 15 years left in Rory. I don't like to hear that.
He's telling you how he feels, so don't be surprised, early retirement.
Man, I would not be a fan of that. Back on the Nebraska football front, they're hosting that 7-on-7 tournament here. 16 teams coming to Memorial Stadium. First of all, just for the player's standpoint, how cool of an opportunity is it for these high schoolers to get a chance to play a tournament at Memorial Stadium?
I mean, it's absolutely, it's cool that doesn't come around, often. Not everybody, does that and everything like that. But you get to perform in front of the coaches. You get to make an impression. You might get some interest from it. So, I mean, take advantage of the opportunities because, that opportunity to play at, at the state's university and be able to honestly, that could start, some type of recruitment. It's a definitely better to have and go to than not.
I would think so. When you look at that tournament, do you think it's a bigger opportunity for the players in front of the coaches, or the bigger opportunity for Nebraska, the city of Lincoln, to sell itself to some of these high caliber athletes?
I think it's both. I think you both sides, like everybody gets something out of it. The high school kids, you get to be in that environment. You get to showcase what you can do in front of, the coaches and everything like that. Secondly, the kids get to kind of see the atmosphere, a glimpse into what, maybe potentially might be a day in, coming to the university, seeing how things are and everything like that. Some kids might have not, dreaming, of getting that far, but yet, you're there and you see it, that might, give them inspiration to continue to press on and, really chase it to, get back to, even if it's not at Nebraska, just, to be at that level, to be, going to school for free, potentially getting paid and playing the sport you love and getting a college degree from it. Like, you can't beat that.
Were you one of those cornfields and cows guys coming from Virginia to Lincoln for the first time, or
No.
did you know that Lincoln was actually a real place?
I'm a bit of a city boy, so coming out here was a little bit of a culture shock. I mean, on the East Coast, we're a lot more aggressive. Out here, everything is a lot more laid back. So I mean, it took a summer to kind of get used to and figure out, okay, how do I kind of make things fun or kind of get in tune with things out here.
So it took you all summer. You got comfortable by fall camp, sometime into fall camp. When did you feel like, yeah, you know what, I feel like I got my groove here in this Nebraska place?
I would say probably after my freshman year. Like once you kind of go through everything, because again, coming in, first college classes, adjusting to that schedule and everything like that, adjusting to lifting before camp and everything like that isn't as bad. Getting adjusted to camp, getting adjusted to playing in season, having school, winter conditioning, and everything like that. That which is probably the worst time of the year because it's just absolute hell. It's not easy at all. And then around the summertime, it's like, okay, I remember where I was at the year before. How can I make things better? How can I adjust? Understanding sleep patterns, sleep schedule, knowing the university, a lot better, being adjusted to the allergies out here, the heat out here and everything like that. I mean, so I would say, yeah, going into my sophomore year, I was like, okay, like I got things.
Which is worse, Nebraska heat or Virginia heat?
It's different. It's a different type of heat. Y'all got it's
more
falling. Huh?
Which one are you more used to now?
Oh, here, easily.
Okay.
Here, it's a bit different when I go back home. It's a kind of a smog, kind of a little bit down south type heat, and then our pollen is way worse than out here. So when I go back home, I have to make sure I got my allergy medicine on standby.
The last thing, that walk us through a normal day of winter conditioning. How long after the season was it till that started, and why would you describe it as hell?
They might have given us probably 2, maybe 3 weeks pushing, after the season. Huh?
So you're still beat up?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. We had to be at the facility, between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. The workouts, the metabolic workout system was not fun at all. A mixture of lifting until your legs feel like jello, and then running until everything in your stomach pretty much, is in a trash can beside you. And then you expect us to go sit in class? Like this is all before 8 o'clock in the morning. So I gotta sit through class that I probably can't stand up. Once I sit down, and it's snowing, I gotta deal with the wind and all of that and everything like that. So it just, day in and day out, it's how many ways can I say I don't know if I want to do this today? Can come up, because it's and every day it was some other type of madness. Like you never got used to the madness. It wasn't this week or these 2 weeks it'll be the same. No, add weight to something. We doing this different. We're running more. Somebody was late. Somebody missed tutoring. Everybody getting punished. So it was like y'all just are having fun, just making us regret life right now. But it made things fun. It bonded team. We had competitions, certain groups against, other groups. So at some point you begin to, embrace the situation of what it is, and it is what it is. Who can, get done first and not throw up type situations. Sick mind games to kind of get yourself through it, and then go sit in class, and after that we'll come back and you still got film study to go over. We might do 7-on-7 or something that day. So it was just a constant work to get things better and whatnot.
When did you learn the right mind games to play with yourself to keep pushing through? How long did that take?
I would probably say it was different, because coming back from injury, I had to learn something different. So a different path. So I felt like, I was already a psychopath. I had to talk myself into it, every day differently. I had to train my upper body for a longer period of time, just because I had lower, leg issues and whatnot. I couldn't train legs too much. Mm-hmm. So again, when you can't run, you can't do certain things and whatnot, cardio becomes a lot of other things you got to do. A lot of, biking, a lot of ropes, and it was a mess. So I would say probably after my sophomore year, mentally I was like, okay, whatever's thrown at me, I don't care. Like I've come back from my leg being what it was and whatnot. So I didn't care about too much, but just coming in first and beating somebody in some type of competition.
It's the Don't Punt Hour with DPE, and apparently now the P stands for psychopath. Good to know. Demorne, it's been a blast, man. Thanks for hanging out for an hour.
Likewise. Appreciate you.
He's Demorne. I'm Austin. That'll do it for the Don't Punt Hour. Got some ticket weeknights and some Royals baseball up for you next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plan for